Shooting this time in Louisiana, almost a dozen people shot. We'll have the very latest. Also, a full day since a Las Cruces mom and her kids were last seen. Why police say there is good reason for all of us to be on the lookout tonight.
He just came up to me with the knife and threatened me with the knife.
ABC-7 with the interview from a man who says that Northeast El Paso standoff started with his neighbor threatening to attack him. And we're also in court as preparations continue for the trial of an accused drunk driver charged with 3 deaths. Today, talks of cocaine. And Donald Trump getting snubbed by Border Patrol agents during his visit to Texas today. You have a lot to say about that, Nicole.
Well, we've got more storms to the south of us. Will we see another repeat of last night? I'll have that answer in Storm Track Weather.
It's all next on ABC 7 at 9. Get ready. You become part of the day's news right now.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC 7 at 9 on the El Paso Las Cruces CW.
Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us here on ABC 7 at 9 on the CW. I'm Bob Harp. We'll have all the late-breaking stories coming up in just a moment. Nicole?
And I'm Nicole Gomez. I'm tracking what you're saying. I'm also tracking some storms on Doppler radar. We'll take a quick peek at some of those storms moving in from the south. As of now, it looks like most of that activity is tracking towards San Elizario. But will it track towards your area? I'll have that answer coming up in just a bit. Bob?
All right. Thanks so much for that, Nicole. Let's get right to that breaking news. This happening out of Louisiana right now. Police saying 2 people, including the gunman, are dead after a shooting at a movie theater in Lafayette. Officials are saying the attacker died after shooting himself. At least 9 others were hurt. Police say they got the call at about 6:30 El Paso time, and Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal tweeting that he is now on his way to Lafayette and requested prayers for the victims and their families. Again, 9 wounded, at least 2 dead is what we're being told after a movie theater shooting in Lafayette, Louisiana. Stay with ABC-7 and KVIA.com throughout the evening for any updates, and it's a good time to remind you about our mobile app that has been keeping all of us updated as well. Now to a murder investigation that's underway tonight in Alamogordo. New at 9, this is the woman police there have in custody. 27-year-old Lydia Mendez was arrested in connection to the death of 28-year-old Erica Castillo. Police were called to a home on Dexter Lane in Alamogordo, which is about an hour north of El Paso. When officers got to that home, they say they found Castillo's body. Police tell ABC-7 that she had 1 gunshot wound. Mendez tonight is charged with murder. She is being held behind bars without bond tonight. As soon as we get any more information with our New Mexico Mobile Newsroom crew, we'll pass that on to you. And also from our New Mexico Mobile Newsroom crew, this story. Take a good look at your screen. This woman and her 2 young children are thought to be in danger. 28-year-old Renee Nicholas, 4-year-old Ebony, and 9-year-old Angel, they were last seen a little more than 24 hours ago, pretty close to their home in Las Cruces. Tonight, ABC-7 with details on text messages from Renee's cell phone that give her family a lot of reason to worry. Now, Las Cruces police saying Nicholas sent text messages to her friends saying she needed help. Police believe that she may be traveling through El Paso with a male friend or an acquaintance. Now, Nicholas is 5 feet 7 inches tall, has brown hair and brown eyes. She was last seen wearing black spandex pants and a red Budweiser t-shirt.
Those messages, text messages that she sent to her friends, do give us some pause for concern. We do need the help of the community. We need somebody with eyes out for her and her children to let us know where she is.
And again, if you happen to know where Renee Nicholas and her children are, you're asked to call the Las Cruces Police Department immediately. ABC-7 with some new information tonight on what may have led up to that SWAT standoff in far northeast El Paso Tuesday night. We spoke with the man police say 53-year-old Daniel Sandoval threatened before allegedly getting past police surrounding his house.
know, it's not the first time. It's like a couple of times. You know, the last time, you know, he threatened to kill his mom, and you know, he's just a troublemaker. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know, we don't need people like that here.
Well, this is a story ABC-7 has been following since it first broke. Now, that was Sandoval's neighbor, Victor Flores. Today, he walked us through the debris that is still there after Tuesday night standoff that led to a police chase. Police and witnesses saying Sandoval barricaded himself inside of a home for hours, then drove his truck through his own garage door, then through a rock wall, and reportedly almost hit a few police officers while doing that. He did hit 2 police cars, according to a police spokesperson. Flores is saying that it all started when he took out the trash at his home on Mesquite Bush, and his neighbor, Sandoval, confronted him with a knife because another neighbor had just cut him off while driving.
He was under the influence of some narcotics, and you know, he came up to me and he was pissed off at something, I don't know, you know, and he just came up to me with a knife and threatened me with the knife.
Well, Daniel Sandoval is charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault. We also confirmed he's a convicted sex offender. That happened back in California, and his record is updated with yesterday's mugshot that you see there and the Mesquite Bush address in Northeast El Paso. We also have some new information tonight in the Joel Garcia case. He is the man accused of driving drunk Christmas Eve and crashing into another car, killing 2 brothers and a girlfriend. In court today, Judge Gonzalo Garcia said in addition to 3 counts of manslaughter, the 24-year-old is also charged with possession of cocaine. Garcia faced family members of his 3 victims as he came into the courtroom today. First, Judge Gonzalo Garcia reiterated last week's ruling to not allow a blood sample to be admitted since it was obtained without a warrant, and to throw out part of Garcia's confession where he allegedly admitted having 5 beers and 2 shots right before the crash because he was read his Miranda rights after he spoke to police. That's why Judge Garcia threw that out as evidence. But then the judge also brought up the cocaine charge today. When he was asked where it was found, the state's attorney indicated, quote, it was found in his wallet by a booking cashier while counting his money as he was being booked. Judge Garcia set the trial to begin on August 28th. Also developing now, President Obama is promising to veto legislation House Republicans just approved a few hours ago, the Sanctuary Cities bill. It's meant to punish local governments that prevent the federal government from keeping tabs on a person's immigration status. So if the bill becomes law, local governments would not get federal law enforcement grants and money. President Obama says this threatens all American civil rights by allowing law enforcement officials to check anyone's immigration status at any time. By the way, El Paso is a sanctuary city, and Las Cruces' mayor saying that city is also a sanctuary city as well. Now, Republicans are pointing to the death of a San Francisco woman allegedly by an immigrant who was in the country illegally despite multiple deportations. Republican Steve Pierce, who represents southern New Mexico, he voted for this. El Paso Congressman Beto O'Rourke voted against the bill. Democrats are saying comprehensive reform is needed. And some of the Democrats accused Republicans of following Donald Trump's lead in demonizing Latinos. Today, Trump did not find much support from the Border Patrol Union as he toured the border in Laredo. He had plans of touring their facilities alongside agents, but they backed out after consultations with the Border Patrol's National Union. Alicia tonight saying, please, please take him and leave him there. Alan telling us on Facebook, at least you know he's a jerk. Once someone else is elected, everyone is going to be complaining about how bad they are. Well, despite Trump saying Mexican immigrants are criminals and rapists, he claims Hispanics stand behind him because he will create jobs in the U.S. if he is elected president.
I will take jobs back. And the reason I won with the Hispanic vote, and I win all over with the Hispanic vote, because they know I'll take jobs back from China, I'll take jobs back from Japan and every other country that's killing us. I'll bring the jobs back, and you know, the Hispanics are going to get those jobs, and they're going to love Trump, and they already do.
Well, as always, you all have much more to say about Donald Trump. We'll have those comments coming up and what you're saying about him being snubbed by the Border Patrol. It's a few minutes away from now. In the meantime, this also has you talking tonight. A report found that 1 in 5 teens are using the morning after pill. It's a stronger form of birth control, and it can prevent pregnancy if taken within 72 hours after unprotected sex. Now the pill is more readily available as age limits have been lifted. Teens do not have to be 18 years old to buy that pill. And don't forget about this traffic alert if you were heading out tonight on the west side. The eastbound lanes from Schuster to downtown closed. They just closed down at about 9 o'clock. They won't reopen until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So if that is part of your commute, keep in mind until the sun comes up at about that time, you won't be able to use I-10 East in the UTEP area toward downtown. Speaking of, let's give you a live look at traffic. This is a shot of that same area where some traffic is getting through, but you can see that TxDOT crews are on both sides. They are starting to wind the traffic down as well. That's where I was caught in that mess a couple weeks ago during the same closure. So get off at Executive at least, maybe even Sunland Park, and just take Mesa. That's my best bet. Or my best advice, I should say. Storm track weather right now. Nicole, the roads look dry. Are you tracking any storms over our area?
Absolutely. I'm tracking storms to our south, pretty similar to yesterday, except the storms are moving in a different direction. Let's take a look at Doppler radar, track some of the activity that is currently taking place, which is, we'll zoom in a little closer. You can see around San Elizario. That's where most of the rainfall is tracking right now. So we'll expand out, put a tracker on this, and it looks like we could see rain in Horizon City around 10:23 if most of these storms continue to hold together. Now just south of El Paso, we have another cell. I'm also going to throw a tracker on this one, and it shows that we could see rain and dimming at around 6:57 in the morning. Columbus around 4:28 in the morning, of course, if these storms hold together. Now the storms tonight are moving more in a northwesterly direction. Last night they were in the south tracking towards the north. We still have that shot of showers tonight. See, there's still plenty of moisture to our south, so we'll keep those rain chances in the forecast. But as I mentioned, it looks like they're tracking in a northwesterly direction tonight. But we still have that chance for showers tonight. We'll also talk about warmer temperatures in the forecast tomorrow. I'll let you know if we're still tracking rain for your weekend forecast coming up in just a bit. Bob?
All right, thanks so much for that, Nicole. And as promised, your comments on the Trump being snubbed. That's right, he was visiting Laredo and he had plans to tour some facilities with Border Patrol agents, but they backed out. So what you were saying on our Facebook page has sparked a big discussion. We're going to start right now with Louie, who is telling us the Border Patrol must have come to its senses. And Michael's saying, careful, Donald, El Chapo is on the loose. Well, by the way, if you are just joining us, Trump is claiming Border Patrol agents canceled the scheduled tour because they were afraid of saying what's happening. Before his arrival, he said he was putting himself in great danger when visiting the border in Laredo, Texas.
Border Patrol, they're petrified of saying what's happening because they have a real problem here. And I'm talking about on the whole border. And they invited me, and then all of a sudden they were told, silencio, they want silence.
Well, you know, Nicole, the comments, they continue to flood our Facebook pages tonight. We'll let you take it away from here.
We're starting with this comment which says Obama ordered the Border Patrol to cancel because they don't want people to know the truth about what's happening at the border. And David says this, Trump badmouthed the Border Patrol by basically saying they're terrible at their jobs.
James tonight telling us good decision. Anything they tell him will only be ignored or distorted. And Vicky, he can take the tour on his own. He talks the talk, now walk the walk.
And finally from George, this guy needs to stay home.
What do you have to say about this story at home? Join us on Facebook. We have the postings there. All you have to do is comment, and we may see you on the CW as well. Now, there is a story tonight on Facebook that has one of our viewers, Michael, saying they're trying to figure out how to navigate that new traffic circle. But he's not talking about another roundabout in the city. He's talking about this video that a viewer shared with us today. We're going to take you up to that creepy sight coming up in just a bit. Also up in the sky, rain chances, Nicole?
Absolutely, but they're to our south. And just how much rain are we tracking? We'll take a look at the latest future track computer model coming up in weather.
You like that segue, right? Up in the sky. This is ABC 7 and 9 on the CW. You don't just watch the news here. You are the news. We'll be right back.